Hi, it's going to be interesting. So I'm in the Dawson Eastern Gardens, so I'm right in the middle of the garden, so there might be quite a few people passing by, but let's see. But I just wanted to give a bit of an overview about the Awaken program with Dylan at the weekend. Really more than anything, just to bring it to life for those who saw some of my posts, and because it felt like quite transformational for me. I mean, obviously it's called transformation program, so you'd hope so, but often I can come away from things and think, yeah, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do the yoga, or I'm going to do my meditation, and something clicked this weekend for me, and I think more than anything it just made me go, do you know what, you really need to make the bloody commitment once and for all, and so just do the, like, no excuses, just do it, do the meditation, and that almost at the core of everything, because I think once you, partly it's in the committing, so once you commit to do something simple, the rest will pretty much take care of itself, and so that's what I've made to myself. So I'm going to do meditation every morning. It's the first thing I do when I get out of bed, literally go and get my headphones on, and at the minute I'm doing the Joe Dispenza, which is a 45-minute manifestation, and that is all about creating your reality. So we all know that the vibration of your thoughts become a reality, and so this is fully powering up what do you want to create, and so really what came out for me at the weekend was what do I want to create for my life. And in general, like, I have a good life, right? I've got some amazing people that surround me. You know, my day-to-day has been with Melinda this morning from the Soul Hub team, and then I've come and met Alice, who's a calligrapher, to look at doing some work for the Soul Hub journal. I'm in a beautiful garden. Tomorrow I'm going to Wimbledon. I can't really complain, but what I feel is missing is a relationship, and so and also the abundance of money, and so if that's really what I want, then how do I go about it? And it's not logical, right? So there's something in my energy system that's stopping that. And there was a lady that Dylan had brought along who called Dimple, who is a love and relationship coach, and she shared her story about her balance of feminine and masculine energy, and it really resonated with me and made me cry a bit, and I thought, oh my God, Carmen, this is what you're doing. So I'm good at my masculine energy, right? So I'm really good at making things happen. I'm good at driving stuff forward. I'm good at connecting people. I'm good at, I wouldn't say I'm good at finance, but that's not really masculine energy, but I'm good at doing stuff. And my feminine being my creativity, my compassion. Obviously I'm a therapist, so and I know that's a very strong part of me. But I guess what I noticed is when I really sit in some of my masculine energy, that I create no room for somebody to come into. So how can someone come into a relationship when you're doing everything? There's no space for them either way, right? So just a real wariness, I guess, of my energy flows. So that was extremely helpful. And so towards the end, he asked us to one, kind of write down the manifestation of what we wanted in our lives. And you know, as I said, a lot of it is already there for me, but how do I bump up the abundance element? How do I dance more what we danced with our eyes closed, and I really felt it kind of through my body. And I think I love to dance and sing, but I just don't do that much of it. So just another thing, just do the things that bring you joy, and also just to fully trust and surrender to the process. So, which is really back to the masculine energy of the driving, but put the intentions out there. So if there's something you want to create, then fine, say it, put it there as an intention, but then let go. So stop checking in on it, stop forcing it. If it doesn't happen, then that's not meant to happen. And that belief, which I have, but sometimes maybe I don't fully trust it. So just fully keep what's the word I'm looking for? Keep taking. Oh my God, I can't think of words. Keep reaffirming. That's the word. That everything that shows up is the way it's meant to be. If it's not showing up or it's not working, so some things have been a bit difficult over the last couple of months. I've tried Soul Hub, and it's like, okay, well, do you know what? It's not meant to be now. Maybe it comes later. Maybe the community needs to keep building. And I always say my Soul Hub journal just is like my biggest teacher. So when I, like meeting Alice today, I mean, she connected with the idea. She loved the journals, and I'm not attached to if she said no, then that's okay too. I don't think she will. I think she'll come on and we'll do some great work together. So that's how life should work on a much bigger scale. So yeah, for me, daily practice, meditation or yoga, but for me, daily practice being meditation, trusting the process, allowing everything to flow, and really opening my heart. So the other thing was, you forget, I mean, when was the last time you hugged somebody? And the first thing we had to do is to have a massive, 10 people hug. And throughout the 3 days, we hugged each other a lot. And there's something huge, right, in human connection, but also just I notice kind of, when I can kind of close or I feel like I'm like that, but maybe I'm not necessarily like that. So being able to even just hug and connect with somebody as deeply as that in an intimate way, and then be able to share your darkest secrets and your hopes and dreams is incredibly powerful and very beautiful. And so I thoroughly enjoyed being able to do that with the clan. So yeah, I mean, just a note on Dylan. I met him through Crystal, a DJ, and a girl who goes to his yoga, who said, you've got to meet Dylan. And I was like, okay, I've got to meet Dylan. Messaged Dylan. He was like, great, come over for breakfast. And I felt a connection with him, and as you know, I kind of go for trusted souls, right? And he's got a very beautiful soul, and he's done the work, so he's very able and very powerful in holding that energy in the room. So whatever presented itself, whether it was relationship breaks up, whether it was deep rage, whether it was acceptance of self, whatever showed up, he was able to work with that in a very compassionate way. So he's not soft, he will challenge where it needs to be challenged. I love that. And yet he holds it, he doesn't run away from it, and but he comes from a place where he obviously will ask them to be able to work that process with them. And as a result, there's some hugely powerful shifts for people in the room. And he has no agenda. He turns up and he's like, okay, what's going on in the room? Like, where are you at? How are you feeling? Where's the feeling in the body? And he works very intuitively with the emotions going on in someone's body, because ultimately we think we hide it well. And I sat next to an Irish guy who kind of just prodded me, right? And I'm like, bug off. He's like, okay, this is what I can see for you. And I'm like, oh no, really? Do you think everyone else could see it? And they can, right? We can all see each other's stuff, but we're often the last person in the room to get it. And you particularly see that in the program. The person standing up, you're like, can you not see that this is what's going on for you? And everyone else is like, oh my God. And obviously then once you do, because you've lived that life for 30, 40, 50 years, so we're very good at disguising these things for ourselves. And so yeah, Dylan goes straight in there, and he has some like different techniques to be able to release some of those emotions, most importantly, so to be able to shift that on for everyone in the room, right? Because everyone's sitting there listening, and everyone's feeling it at some level, whether it resonates, the story resonates, whether it's like about a father or a mother relationship or a partner. Like at some point we're pretty much nearly all touched by everyone else's story because we're all connected. So a beautiful, I turned up and I can't stop talking now. Anyway, I turned up and I was very resistant, thinking I've done all this stuff, I know what I'm doing. I'm a therapist, for Christ's sake. And actually, as it got more uncomfortable, I was like, okay, you do know there's some stuff here to look at. And so, people were touched in many different ways. And by the end, I was extremely grateful that I'd been and done the work, and we're all here to keep growing. And that's the other thing I kind of took from it. It's this stuff is just about continuing to grow, right? So that we can allow greater connections with others, allow us to flow in our most easiest way, allow us to be as creative and as live the life that we all want to live. So the next one he's doing is in November. I think it's the last weekend of November. He's also doing a 9-day he said a 9-day program called Embody in Sri Lanka in March 2020. So we'll share some more details, but I would just say thoroughly glad I went. Feel a huge amount lighter. Know that I have to follow through with my commitment for myself. So anyone who wants to join me on a meditation challenge, I've already recruited 2. If you want to join me, then let me know. Every morning, a full-on meditation. So thanks for listening. It's 11 minutes if you're still listening, and hopefully you can hear me with the noise. All right, take care for now. Thanks, bye.